Mhm. Hey, Dominique, how's it going?
Doing good. Just working from home today with my daughter Tegan.
Love it, love it. I love that you look like you're so ambitious, and then again, like you're a new mom, right?
Mhm.
You're a new mom, right?
Yeah,
Um, Started a business as a new mom.
right.
Tell
It
us
sounds so
about
crazy.
that.
When people repeat it back to me, I'm like, what was I thinking about? I was like very ambitious. Like, well, I've always been ambitious, but very ambitious when I found out that I was going to have a baby. I don't know. It just went into like overdrive essentially. And I was kind of naive thinking like I could do so many things. I was able to do some of those things, but also it was like at the expense of losing, not being at 100%. So um
Yes.
yeah, I'm learning.
I feel that. I feel that. So, let me. Okay. So the reason why I have you on this podcast because I feel like you are someone who's like you said, ambitious. Like you're just killing it. Like I know you have your second event space coming up and stuff opening, and I've been following you, and one of my girlfriends actually led me to you. But it's
Mhm.
just good seeing you and like watching you and how consistent and how like girl, it's like, girl, what else do you do? Like I love seeing that. So Dominique, tell us who you are and about your business, how you got started and all of those things.
Mhm. So my name is Dominique Mitchell. I am now 33 years old. I was born in Miami, Florida. And after high school, I attended Salem College. It's a women's college, women's liberal arts college in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And so that experience, being at an all women's college, has definitely shaped me, and has, I would say, played a part in the woman I am today. So I'm very grateful for that experience. And it kind of led me on this path to starting the event space. So just to backtrack, after high school, I went to college in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And then after that, I ended up getting my master's degree in public administration. I went back to Florida. So I went to Florida Gulf Coast University to get my MPA. And then after that, I was just like, dang, I got all these student loans. So this was like around the time where it was like the recession, it wasn't a good time to be looking for jobs as a college graduate. So I was like, I guess I'll go back to school. So I went back to school, got my MPA. After that, I went into the military. So I went to the Army to help kind of alleviate some of that debt. And also, I was just looking for a challenge, because I'm one of those people, like, I get bored super quick. And it's just like, I be like, something else. So I was like, this would definitely be the ultimate challenge. I hate running and physical exercise, really. So let's see where I can do this. Where other people will probably run the other way, like, why the heck did you do that? I ran toward it. So in that experience, that's a whole nother story. But it was a great experience that also shaped me, and I think has helped me in my entrepreneurial journey. Just
Mhm.
having that resiliency, the mindset, all of that is super important to entrepreneurship. Um, and so after the military, I got out and I got a job here in Detroit in automotive. So I didn't have any family here. I didn't know anybody here. I just moved here
Girl.
for the job. I'm one of those people, like, I will go if it's opportunity good. We out.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm glad that I did that because it's like a series of events after that that have led me down the path I am now and the life that I have now. So I'm grateful that happened. So I came here for automotive. I got fired from my job. I'm gonna speed it up, and then I got into real estate. Got into real estate. I got another job as a buyer, and then I most recently left that job after 4 years, to go into the business full time. So that's where I'm at. That's like a quick, uh, you know, summary
Yeah, yeah,
of my
no,
life,
no,
how I
yeah.
got right.
I feel that. Okay, so it's a journey. It took a journey for you to get to where you are. And I think people really need to understand that. Especially how a lot of people get distracted on social media thinking like, oh, you just did this and it happened. I mean, yeah, it did, but it took a journey. It took me like being resilient, being ambitious, just going after opportunities that most people wouldn't have went off after. You know what I mean? Like you literally like went to the army because you said, I got too many student loans. This gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's very brave. And it's also, I mean, it's shoot, I don't know. I know I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? So I salute you for that. I salute you for that. So what does your morning ritual look like?
My morning ritual is needs some work. Let's put it that way. I would love to say I get up and I drink a glass of hot water and lemon and I do my yoga and all those things you see on Instagram.
Right.
It's crazy. So especially now because I am a mom, that time is taken up trying to get her dressed and get me dressed and get off and get her in the car and chasing after her to get her in the car seat and it's hectic. It's hectic. I would like to get to, well, now that I'm not juggling a million things with work and the business, I would like to establish a morning ritual to include getting back to yoga, which is something that I like to do. And I think stretching is like not only good for the body, but also for the mind, and just taking that, it's like the 1 hour, let's say 30 minutes to an hour where I could just like zone out and just focus on the stretch. So I would like to get back to that. Right now it's hectic, but I am trying to establish some sort of routine.
I love that. No, I love that. And thanks for your honesty, because I think a lot of people like, well, you know, I do that. Like, no, stop it, cut it out. It's okay. Like the thing is, I think the reason why I asked this question on all of my podcasts, because it's just like I want to see like I just want to see like how you start your day. I want to see what's like, you know, valuable to you. You know what I mean? I want to see like, hey, shoot, can I include some of that into my, you know what I mean? So it's just a learning opportunity to kind of see how all these different ambitious women of faith who are killing it in the game, like what's their secret? Basically, that's what I'm asking.
Now, I will say something that is consistent that I do is I'm listening to some sort of podcast or educational like live that's going to further enhance, you know, push me further. That is something that I consistently do. That's like all day for me, really. Not even so I'm always listening to bigger pockets or, you know, whatever podcast or if, you know, people that I follow, that influence that I follow that inspire me. I'll always be feeding my mind, you know, positive things and keeping positive people around me. So that's consistent.
I love that. I love that. And I think, I girl, when I tell you I'll put on a sermon, I'll put on a podcast in a second and just get to focus. So I think that is that's a really great thing, especially as an entrepreneur. You know, you're busy, you're a mom, you're a business owner. Like I wouldn't say you don't have time to sit down and read a book, but hey, just put that on, keep that going. Yes, just put it on, put it in your ear and get to going. So how did you get into the event space? And share with us your journey with that, because being in Detroit, I feel like there's like a handful of people who own some event spaces in the city. So what made you want to get started in that industry?
So I tell the story a lot too, but basically last year I had my daughter in February, and then right after that we went into the quarantine, and I was also simultaneously on maternity leave. So I was basically, I had a lot of time on my hands, essentially.
Right.
And I wasn't getting no sleep. So it probably was a late night. I was scrolling through Instagram and saw an ad or to sign up for a webinar to learn about event space. And prior to this, I mean, I'm not a party thrower. I didn't plan any events. That's not my wheelhouse. But I was like, sounds cool, because I mean, I was already thinking about maybe doing an investment property and being like a landlord, you know. But at the end of this webinar, I was like, what he said makes sense, and this seems like it would be more profitable, so let's run with it.
Yes.
So and the guy, I don't know if I can say the name, but he's now my mentor and other people's mentor. He's super awesome. And he's even giving me now like a platform to coach it within his, you know, group and organization. So that's awesome. So I saw the webinar and I was like, this sounds like a great idea. I'm looking to push, you know, push it forward. I want to spend more time with my daughter. I want to quit my job in this amount, in this period of time. So let's go.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah, so let's roll with it. So that took me down the path of searching for event spaces, trying to put our name out there. We didn't have a space yet, but I put our social media together, start picking like brand colors, logos, all that stuff, and shared that journey of me trying to find the event space as content. Because I get that question a lot from business owners is like, what the heck do I post? Like, how do I get a following? How do I find my tribe? And that's part of, I think, storytelling and sharing your journey, like you said, for A to Z. People want to know, like, what happened in between this period of time? Like, how did you get
here? How did you exactly? And you documented that.
Yeah, so we documented that essentially, and that helped us exponentially to grow this quickly, especially in like a 1-year time span. And I still get people now, they'll be like, I've been following you since day, and that's weird to me to hear. Like day one, I'm like, that is so weird. So y'all was paying attention, like, cause sometimes you don't see no likes or whatever. You like, ain't nobody looking at this, but people watching. They watching you. You might not think they are not watching you, but they are watching you. They might not like every post, but they see you. So that's my, I always have that in mind when I'm posting and creating content. They see you out there.
And so, did you ever think your business idea would possibly fail or struggle just because of like the pandemic, and also too, like being in a city, being in, Detroit, like, did you feel like, well, there's not enough, like, I don't really know the market, or, you know what I mean? Like, what did you ever feel like this possibly could not work?
Yeah. The only instance in which I thought this could not work was solely due to the pandemic and because people couldn't gather, not because of my own abilities or because it wasn't a good idea, but just because of the gathering restrictions.
Love that.
This might have played to some of our success is that I'm not from Detroit, so I don't know. I have no prior knowledge of event spaces, like popular event spaces here, or what people are doing, or what the consensus is about venues. I just took what I wanted to do, what I would like to see, and ran with that. In hindsight, well, after that, when we get people who come and visit us at the space and we're talking, and they're like talking about us and how we started the space, the number one thing that I always hear is, I don't see any spaces like this. Like, this is amazing, and I'm glad that you're here. And I'm like, I guess not being from here may have played an advantage.
I love that.
So I'm coming in fresh mind, like different mindset, and that's helped us. So
that's so good. And I think that's a really good idea too. Like, if someone is living out of state, or who is new to the city or whatever the case may be, wherever you are, I think it's really good to even like, hey, I don't have any prior experience in, what's going on, what's not going on, what, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's a really good idea, because I think sometimes that actually holds people back because they feel like, well, I don't have an audience here. I don't have any support here, so my business isn't going to do well. But I think your approach of that is really, really remarkable, because like, even with me, like I've had some like ideas, but I'm like, I'm not home. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. Like, I'm not home. I don't have that support. But I love what you said. Like, shoot, why not? Like, the idea is, it was more so the restrictions of, the pandemic versus your ability in actually doing it and actually it being successful. So I think that's amazing. Do you feel like you're solving a problem in your business? I think this is a key thing, because people start businesses like, ooh, I have this idea, or, I love this. And they kind of start a business off of their own desires and their own wants, rather than, hey, I'm solving a problem and I know this problem needs to be solved, so I'm going to make sure I solve this problem within my business, versus, hey, kind of doing it from the inside out, versus let me take a scope of what's going on, what people are struggling with, and then let me create a business off of that idea, versus the other way around.
Now we kind of lucked up, I think, because like I did market research for our business plan and all that. So I was scoping out like the different venues in the area, like seeing what they were doing. But the problem that we were solving kind of evolved. Like it kind of was revealed to me through the process, which
Yeah.
was Women Empowerment Zone, entrepreneurial hub, the
Yeah.
place you need to be as a small business owner for networking.
Yeah.
So I think more than event, we have become now more than event space in that regard, because we do the pop-up shop, because we do the networking events. That has really helped show or set us apart and kind of put us in like a niche or niche, whatever we call it.
Yeah.
So that kind of was revealed as we were going through the process, or going through that. And I'm sure we'll continue to evolve. But I think that's now become what we've known for, essentially.
That's good. That's really good. Would you say though, would you give someone advice? Like, I would definitely make sure that I start with the problem before I just kind of invest into an idea or invest into like start up a business before.
So I guess most people probably advise against what the heck I did, which was, I did know that I wanted to be a place for women. So that kind of grew from that.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's awesome.
But yes, you should do some type of research. So you're not going in blind to it. But also, I think like they call it analysis paralysis, where like you just trying to do all this research and you never start. So I do think it is important to also start, because that's how you learn in and you can now know, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. People respond to this, they don't respond to that. You're like testing the market essentially.
Right.
And I guess that'll depend on how much you're investing into this, but I think that is important to not get caught up in like just the research stage. Like at some point you need to be like,
doing something, taking action. I love that. So how has your faith helped you with entrepreneurship?
So I did grow up in the church, but I wouldn't say I'm super religious. However, I did grow up, in the church. But as far as faith, I would say I would equate that for me at this point in my life with like mindset. That's super important to me, is keeping positive people and energies around me and removing anything that's toxic or like I feel like is negative and gonna take energy away from me.
Right.
And so I think that helped me. And I think that also now translates into my business. So like we started to build what I call a simply social community where I met like so many amazing women. Like it is crazy. These are basically like my sisters. Like through the space, I have made so many awesome connections. Like we talk daily, we have accountability like groups.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even explain it. It's an awesome feeling to surround yourself with other, women that are doing positive and great things.
Yeah.
And so that's what really drives me, I think. That positivity and the mindset, I think.
Right. Yeah, I love that. So you would say mindset has really helped you a lot in being in entrepreneurship.
Yes. And it sounds like fluff sometimes. You're like, oh, okay. But it is absolutely true. Like you gotta have that can-do mentality. Like if you don't believe you can do it, nobody else can believe you can do it. And I don't care if nobody else believes I can do it. I know I can do it. And I'm gonna do it. So that's like the approach I take.
Yeah, no. I love that. Yeah, girl, I feel that. I honestly, and then too, like wherever you are, in like how you see yourself, I feel like that those people kind of attract to you.
Yes.
So like when you are in a space where you're depressed or low or, not sure of yourself or feeling like you're just in the space where it's not going well for you. I wouldn't say going well, but you're just in that space. And so I feel like a lot of times who you are, what you put out there, it's like coming back to you in different forms, opportunities, or, relationships. And I think that's super important. Like you said, like surrounding yourself with the right people can definitely change a lot of things in your life, having the right opportunities, having a right mindset, and just having that accountability, which I think is so important, especially as a believer myself. Like when I have like a tribe of people, of women, of Christians, whoever, like, that I can go to, and we share the same belief. We share the same, like, struggles. They're in entrepreneurship, and they're having certain things like, okay, I'm not in this alone. Like, I can talk to somebody. I can, we're building each other up in a sense. We're building each other's faith up. Like, you can do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just changing that perspective and changing that narrative. Because I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we just surround ourselves with people who we think are, how would I say this? We think that they're our friends, or we
Yeah.
think that, we should be around, my family, which is fine. But I think as an entrepreneur, you just really have to get very intentional
Yes.
about the company that you surround yourself with.
The power of, I think it was, I was watching somebody share Coach Stormy's live with me, and she was talking about the power of alignment. And a lot of the people that I follow, they talk about that, like getting in the room, the power of alignment, just that is all super important. Putting yourself in rooms with people that, not even say, because I try to get away from saying like-minded now, but people who even know more than me. I want to be around people who know
Yes,
more than me.
exactly. Exactly. I want to get to that table where I don't know anything. I just want to
Yes.
learn. I just want to
Yeah.
sit in here. Yes. Girl, all day. So what has been the most challenging part of starting your business?
I would say I take things personal. Because Simply Social is like my baby. And I guess over
Mm-hmm.
time, as I get more into the business, my skin will toughen, maybe, I don't know. But I take criticism. I'm not saying we get a ton of criticism, but it happens in business.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can take that tough, and I have to just realize that's part of the business. Like, everybody's not gonna love you at all times.
Right.
So that's probably one of the most challenging things for me in the business. Outside of that, it would be trying to hire, like now having to be the boss and step into that role and hire people, employees, making sure that I'm delegating tasks. Like, I only had to be responsible for myself. So now I'm trying to, navigate that. And then also we're in a time now in unemployment, it's hard to find workers. Like, it's super hard.
Yeah.
So that's been a challenge for us, as the last couple of months.
Okay. And so what do you feel like, how would I say this? So you said basically, like, just being like, criticism in business. I feel, like you said, that happens all the time. So what have you done to, like, okay, try not to take it personal. Like, how have you, or are you in that process still of, like, I'm still in that process. Like, I'm still trying to toughen up. I'm still trying to, like, not allow every single criticism, affect the way that I do business or myself, or, just take it as personal in a sense.
Right. I'm still in the process, because I shared with you yesterday, I had like a little something happen, and it just like threw my whole day off. I was able to, I think once I'm able to talk it through, I actually talked to one of my business besties, and she was like, she offered a solution of, she said she sets a timer, and when that timer up, then you need to move on. Like, so I did try that. That was helpful for me. But yeah, I'm still in the process of doing that. But I do, through that criticism, I do actually try to extract, or something that I can learn maybe from whatever that situation was.
Right.
But yeah, it is tough. It's still something I'm trying to get better at.
No, I feel you on that. And when I tell you, in business in general, I really feel like it's tougher to be the boss than to be working at a 9 to 5. Like, the like the nitpicking, the just, especially when you're in service or even having a product, like, it's like, okay, like, okay, guys, like, is it that bad? Are you guys just saying,
take it
like,
to heart, because we give 1,000%, and then
right. I feel that. So what advice would you give someone who wants to get into the event space but doesn't have the resources to start?
So this is a popular question. My advice would be to research in your city, different nonprofit organizations that their mission is to help small business owners. I know here personally, in Detroit, I've worked with, you have something to say, Phoebe? I've worked with Prosperous Detroit and Michigan Women Forward, and they've been super helpful. They offer microloans, which are loans under $50,000 to small business owners. And I personally work with them. I know Prosperous has like a 12-week entrepreneurship program where they help you from like A to Z, like start with your business plan, marketing. They help you get your things in order. At the end of that, you do like a business pitch, and then you can apply for a loan. So I would look at the SBA. I would look at any type of local nonprofit organization that their mission is to help small business owners. And that's where that's exactly what I did. I didn't have I had some money saved, but I have like a super, all this capital. So research is like number one. You got to get out there. You got to network. You got to research until you find them. It's out there. You just got to look. You got to put yourself in positions around people who have this knowledge, so that you can get where you need to go.
Love that. Love that. And so what is your favorite quote that you live by?
My favorite quote is, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but it's basically, our biggest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our biggest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I love, love, love that freaking quote. It is so true. We can be our own worst critic, or we're super hard on ourselves.
Yes.
I know I am. And people will be like, you're doing so good, you're doing so good. But to me, I'm like, I still can do 1,000 other things.
Exactly.
But we hold ourselves back. What if we are this, what if we are the super, powerful million? I don't know. We have this billionaire potential. Exactly. We're holding ourselves back. So we're probably scared of what we can actually accomplish.
Wow.
We don't try. We just don't try. What if you get what you're asking for?
How you gonna act? How you gonna be? It can't be no excuses. No excuses.
Right.
Literally. What's so funny? I was literally telling one of my girlfriends that maybe last night or a couple days ago, I don't know, but basically I was just saying I don't know if how would I say this? I don't know if I'm afraid of what the responsibility of that person that I know I can be.
Yeah.
It's it's showing up as her, every day, making sure that I'm, like you said, listening podcasts, establishing boundaries, and just being able to really show up as that woman that I know I can be. And I think the thing is, sometimes it's is it fear that I'm afraid of, because if it works, or because I know it's going to work, but if I actually step into that place, in that role, I can't say anything. No, I can't have an excuse. There's just so many things that I have to let go in this season of myself right now to become that person that I've always dreamt of being, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. And I've been thinking about that myself. So I totally agree. And it's scary. It is. It's oh my gosh, this is how I envision myself. I'm there. Now what? Oh my God, there's a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
People dependent on you.
Yes, definitely. Well, that was it. This conversation was amazing. I know before I literally was asking you girl, I don't know, can you help me? And what's so crazy is I just admire the level of transparency that you have, and also you're just so willing to help. And when I tell you, please keep that, because I really haven't came across anybody who is so willing to just be there's, you know what I mean? There's no type of competition, or you're not, well, you have to, you gotta, girl, what's your rate? You know what I mean? It's so different. And I really just admire that about you. So that's why I really wanted to have you on here, because I saw that, dang, this girl is she's in it. She's in it and she's still willing to give. You know what I mean? Even if that's information, like I remember, I remember a couple months ago, I asked you like, I don't know where to find this. You literally like just sent me, you literally sent me the thing for Texas. I said, okay, now this girl is not playing at all. So I just really appreciate that, and that's why I really wanted to have you on here. But and then also too, I feel like this space, the event space, is such a gem. Like it's such a good market to get into. And I think a lot of times people feel like they can't do it just because of how it may look or the process or, all these different obstacles that they see. But like you're saying, like I wasn't, it literally just came across and I just went for it. And now you're opening up your second one in what, a year?
Yeah, exactly. 1 year to the date that we opened the other one.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, it was
That is
crazy.
that's like really great. And so if you have do you have anything to say, like where people can find you, if you have any different coaching packages or anything like that, where people can, get in contact with you to, possibly start their own event space business.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow us on Instagram at Simply Social Detroit. On there, that we have a little link tree in our bio. It has all the information. You can learn more about us. I do offer coaching, and we do have some different digital products that also talk about how to search for event spaces. Also, on that link, you'll find all that information. So just go to Simply Social Detroit and click on our link tree, and you can learn more about us. Or you can shoot me a DM.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And I just can't wait to see, like, you're about to have multiple Simply Social Detroit, Dallas. He's like everywhere. I see it. I really do. So thank you again so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.